Sumati is working in Government College for Women, Kolar. It belongs to Bangalore North University. I am going to discuss with you the subject chemistry. Topic is photochemistry of session 14. The content which I am discussing here is introduction, laws of photochemistry, photochemical and thermal reactions. Learning objectives are to know the laws of photochemistry, learning the differences between photochemical and thermal reactions. Session outcomes will be state law of photochemical process, list the differences between photochemical and thermal reactions. Prerequisites: electromagnetic radiation, laws of photochemistry, differentiate between photochemical and thermal reactions. Introduction: it is a branch of physical chemistry concerning with the study of effect of radiations on chemical reactions. The radiations includes electromagnetic radiations of all different wavelengths, but for the chemical reaction, the visible and UV regions at the range 200 to 700 nanometers are useful. Now let us come to the laws of photochemistry. Grothus-Draper law of photochemical activation. It states that only those radiations which are absorbed by the reacting systems are effective in producing chemical change. So during the chemical change, the radiation which are absorbed by the molecules are very effective for a particular chemical change. This is what Grothus-Draper law of photochemical activation says. Next is Stark-Einstein law of photochemical equivalence. According to this, it states that in a photochemical reaction, each molecule of the reacting substance absorbs one quantum of radiation causing that particular reaction, or one quantum of light absorbed results in the reaction of only one molecule. Here, when it absorbs one quantum of light, the reaction will take place only due to one molecule. One molecule absorbs one quantum of the light. This is what according to Stark-Einstein's law of photochemical equivalence. Now let us see the difference between photochemical and thermal reactions. In the first column, I have written the photochemical reaction, and in the second, thermal reaction. As the name indicates here, photochemical, photo means photon or radiation or light. In the thermal means it is a temperature. Now let us see the differences. In the case of the photochemical reaction, the reaction takes place by exposing the reaction mixture to light of the radiation. So when a reaction mixture is exposed to the light of different radiation, as I told you the range, so there is a particular reaction takes place, that is called photochemical reaction. In the other case, thermal reaction, the reaction takes place by heating the reaction mixture. Here the temperature is required. So the reaction can take place by applying the temperature. Next one, it is radical reaction. That is, during photochemical reaction, free radical will be produced. Whereas in the thermal reaction, it is ionic reaction. So during heating, it splits up into, the reaction will split up into ions, positive ion and negative ion. Next one, the product yield is high in the case of the photochemical reaction and the product yield will be less in the case of the thermal reaction. It is difficult to control the reaction in photochemical reaction. Once the reaction starts, it will keep on continuous. The spontaneous reaction will take place. Now, in the case of the thermal reaction, the reaction can be controlled. Once you stop the temperature, the reaction can stop. And here, in the photochemical reaction, they can even proceed with increase in the free energy. Usually in the case of the thermal reaction, it is always accompanied by the decrease in the free energy. When the free energy decreases, the spontaneous reaction increases in thermal reaction. When the free energy increases, the spontaneous reaction can take place in the case of the photochemical reaction. Next one, it does not depend upon the temperature of the reacting system in the case of photochemical. Here, the thermal reaction, the temperature coefficient is always larger. The last difference is, it is complex in nature. Photochemical reaction is a complex in nature. Thermal reaction is very simple in nature. These are all the main differences between photochemical reaction and thermal reaction. Now, recapitulation, that is what and all we have learned now in this session. Introduction to photochemistry. So, photochemistry is a branch of physical chemistry. It is the study of chemical reaction under the influence of the light. Then, laws of photochemistry, Groth-Draper law, Stark-Einstein law. Then, difference between photochemical and thermal reaction. These are all the parameters we have learned in this session. Thank you.